2 weeks later, I still have symptoms. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. So good evening and welcome. I'm your MC, I'm Carrie, and I will be your MC. Okay, I'm going to be officiating the service. Today is Joya-e, or Gathering to Pass Through the Night. It is the traditional New Year's Eve service. Just be happy that we're not doing it the traditional way because we're starting at 11:30. So, excuse me. Please stand if you're able, and we'll sing the Vandana Tisarana together in Pali and English. sing the Gatha, Gasho with the Mida, which will be shown on the screen. Chanting will be followed by quiet meditation.
Show
breathe out, any stress or worries in your mind just fade away. Just breathe. The sound of the gong is at the end of our quiet meditation. Namanda, 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 I would like to encourage everyone to offer incense at this time. The offering of incense is an ancient rite of purification of mind and body in preparation to listen to and purify teachings. Offertory, or making donations and offering to the temple, is the practice of dana. Refers to the 6 Paramita perfections in Mahayana. Recite the golden chain of love together. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds. Knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. Make every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain further peace. Okay, so now it's time for children's Dharma story time. If I haven't lost the puppets again. Okay. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so live from New York now. Live from Makawao, it's children's Dharma story time. Starring me, Barkley the dog, and Lucy the ladybug. Yeehaw! Oh, he already said that. Yeah, hey, Kenneth, thanks for coming, dude. Okay, so, and Lucy, where's Lucy? There's Lucy. Aloha, aloha kako. I'm so happy to see all of you here this evening. Thank you for coming to the service. That's right, thanks for joining the fun. We have a great story for you today. Yes, Barkley, that's right. It's one of Sensei's favorite stories. Yes, Kenneth, you have your hand raised. Where's Don? Oh, no. Did we forget Don? Oh, hey, look, is that a bird? No, Mommy Dobbins. Hello, thanks, Kenneth. They forgot me again. Can you believe that? I'm like doing my own Home Alone movie. Okay, I guess you haven't seen that one yet. Okay, so anyways, Lindsay, you better get going. And today's story is Time is Not Real by Gyodo Haguri. I got two screens here, we don't need to. Once, okay. It's hard to compete with that, isn't it? You know, it's kind of okay. Here we go. Time is not real. Once upon a time, a little boy asked his father, "When is tomorrow?" His father replied, "It's dark now, isn't it? Well, son, you sleep tonight, and when it becomes bright, you open your eyes, and there you have tomorrow. Good night." Good night, Daddy. The following morning, the boy awoke, and seeing that the darkness had turned into light, he thought this was tomorrow, and he rushed to his father and yelled, "Father, father!" What is it? Oh, I'm so sleepy," replied the father. "Father, is this tomorrow?" "Don't be silly," he replied. "Tomorrow comes after you eat 3 meals today, sleep at night, and wake up. And then it's tomorrow." So the little boy could not understand because he was trying to grasp something that has no reality in itself. The end. Very Buddhist story, right? Okay, just in case you fell asleep there. Well, isn't that cool? What do you mean time isn't real? You mean, say, Sensei, do you mean like tomorrow never comes? Even I knew that. Okay. Lucy told me to say that. Oh, Barkley, you're such a rascal, always giving away our little secrets. Sensei asked me to tell you to say that. Oops, don't tell Sensei. That me and the kids already knew that tomorrow never comes. Well, Barkley and Lucy, since you've already jumped ahead to the conclusion, yes, that's right. So for Kenneth, think about that tonight. When does tomorrow come? Never. Tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Okay, next time you're doing the Dharma talk for kids, okay? So Barkley and Lucy and everyone, and where's Don? And Don, I'd like to thank you guys for being my Dharma buddies this year. I'd like to thank all the Dharma buddies out there in TV land, also here in person. Too bad we can't turn the camera around because we got like 1,000 people in here. So, okay. So anyway, well, you know, Sensei, you need us because that's why I'm Barkley the dog, the star of the Children's Dharma Story Time. And this here is Lucy Ladybug, the love of my life. And let's thank our new addition to the family, Dot. Happy New Year. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. I thought it was funnier when I wrote it. I don't know. Okay. Yes? Well, see, like the ladybugs plus rascal dogs, it takes a little while, but like human babies, it takes a while from they grow up and then their vocal cords work and cognitive function works. Okay, the truth? I was trying to figure out what kind of voice that Dot would have. And it got to the point where I couldn't wait any longer, so I just pitched up as high as I could, and she just says little stuff now. So hey, you guys want to help me develop the character? It might be kind of funny. There you go. Okay. Does this fit? We'll talk about this later. Have your agent call my lawyers, okay? Anyway, so have fun, guys, and remember, just be good, okay? Forgot something somewhere. Oh, but the wrong slide. But not too much. Okay, it's supposed to come sliding in. So anyway, today for the Adult Dhamma talk, I'd like to spend a couple minutes, a few moments, talking about gratitude, even though time is not real. So if I talk for a couple hours, you can just like... Okay. why is that? Gratitude. You're going to be hearing a lot about gratitude in 2025 because gratitude is the new mindfulness. So these are very well-known researchers in this field. Gratitude consistently associates with many positive social, psychological, and health states, such as an increased likelihood of helping others, optimism, exercise, and reduced reports of physical symptoms. So if you're really interested in the research, it's actually quite fascinating. Stephen Yoshimura and Cassandra Berzins. Sorry, Cassandra, I messed up your name. Cassandra Berzins. But think about that, right? So there's increasing research which shows gratitude, people who express gratitude, they just have a more positive outlook on life. They're happier. They're not as disappointed in things. And of course, so you're going to hear a lot about this because there's going to be lots of people, right, who are going to be pitching this to you in a non-religious way. Just as yoga began as a spiritual practice through physical movement, meditation comes from Buddhism. Actually, comes from almost every religion has some form of meditation, and mindfulness particularly. So meditation, was like, well, you don't have to go to the temple to do that stuff. It's not Buddhist. We'll strip out the religious elements. And then mindfulness, too. Mindfulness, of course, is one of the states of practice in Buddhism. But, again, it was separated out. And now, if you pay the consultant $5,000, they'll do a mindfulness workshop for you. And that's fine. You can come here on Sunday, and I'll do my best to teach you, for free. Okay, just drop some money in the bucket. But think about that, right? I mean, there's a lot of these things have become quote unquote businesses, business opportunities. But I just wanted to remind us, we should remind ourselves as Buddhists. A lot of this stuff has Buddhist origins. So let's take a couple minutes looking at gratitude from a Buddhist perspective. This is a great quote from Reverend Dr. Jeff Wilson. Some of you may have met him and heard him speak. He's professor of religious studies and East Asian studies at University of Waterloo. He's also an ordained priest of Jodo Shinshu Hongan Jiha. And he says this: as a Shin Buddhist, my primary practice isn't meditation, sutra study, ritual, or precepts. All of these can be valuable, of course. But in Shin Buddhism, our main focus is the practice of gratitude. This sets us apart from many other Buddhists. We don't practice to achieve anything, not enlightenment, good karma, a favorable rebirth, or material rewards. We practice simply to give thanks for what we have received. It's a small shift in one's perspective, but when pursued, it can be transformative. The wisdom of Reverend Dr. Jeff Wilson. Hopefully next time he comes into Honolulu for speaker, I can just have him pop over to Maui too. So let's get very specific. Concretely, what can you do? How about this one? Be grateful for nothing. Think about that, right? Think about the pandemic, right? Things that happened to other people didn't happen to you, hopefully, right? Maybe you didn't lose your job, you didn't get sick, and more recently you didn't lose good friends or family over political differences. You didn't get a diagnosis, of a life-threatening disease like many people. We don't live in a war zone. I mean, there's a lot of people who live in war zones. We're not starving, we're not suffering from famine, which happens today in the modern world. Hundreds, thousands of people. So the Buddhist writer Greg Kretsch says this question: when was the last time you felt grateful because nothing happened? Goes on. Nobody crashed into your car on the way over here. Right? The electricity didn't go out. You didn't wake up with a toothache. You didn't have a heart attack. Nobody shot at you or robbed your home while you were gone. So by expanding, quote unquote, mindfulness, by looking at reality as it is, you can be grateful for things that didn't happen, which is something you don't always think about. But if you turn your brain in that direction, well, I'm glad, yeah, it didn't go the way I wanted, but I'm glad the world didn't explode. Put it that way. This is a great one. Appreciate irritating people. Okay. Atisha, who lived in the 980 to 1052, so that's like a long time ago. He's a great Indian Buddhist sage, monk, and he is credited with bringing Buddhism to Tibet. So he's the northern transmission of Buddhism. He's very famous for really short, simple slogans. And one of his slogans was, be grateful to everyone, right? Which is like, okay, okay. Which is kind of like in modern terms, right? Be grateful. You should be grateful. Right? But when he was teaching, what he was specifically referring to was those individuals who are like highly irritating and bring out the worst in the people around them. So why? The Tibetan Buddhist teacher Judy Leaf says, conventional gratitude's based on distinguishing what we like from what we don't like. Right? Good fortune from bad fortune, success from failure, opportunities from obstacles. But what about all the obstacles and unpleasant people and difficulties in our lives? And of course, that's the lesson of Buddhism. If you're born human, it comes with dukkha, it comes with disappointment, dissatisfaction, yes, and suffering. I mean, if you get too obsessed with it, it becomes suffering. So the idea, right, is that we should be, grateful for having to deal with annoying people and difficult situations, because without them, how could you practice patience? Right? How could you practice mindfulness, loving kindness, or compassion? On Sundays, we say all these things. But in real life, it's the person who's irritating you. Show compassion for that person. It's really hard. I mean, the point is not that we're all bad people because we can't do it, just to say it's really hard. But think about it, right? It's through these challenges and difficulties that we grow. You develop the popular word resiliency. So from the Buddhist perspective, irritating people are the ones who force us to confront our true selves. Why is this person irritating me so much? Because I don't want them to contradict what I say. I want them to agree. I want to say, oh, Sensei, that was a brilliant Dharma talk. And if they're falling asleep, I'm kind of like, but that's my ego, right? So if you can see that, that's the point. I love that one. I appreciate irritating people. Become highly responsive to kindness received. So an unfortunate reality, right, is that a lot of times you receive kindness, but it doesn't. The sense of gratitude, sense of thankfulness doesn't last very long. And so this is the Buddha actually said this 2,600 years ago, where he says there are two kinds. There are two people. These two people are hard to find in the world. Which two? The one who is first to do kindness, and the one who is grateful and thankful for a kindness done. The wisdom of the Buddha 2,600 years ago. So the translator is Thanissaro Bhikkhu, who's the abbot of the Metta Forest Monastery in San Diego. He's one of the great translators in the field. He's saying, in saying that kind and grateful people are rare, the Buddha isn't simply stating a harsh truth about the human race. He's advising us, you, to treasure these people when you find them. And more importantly, he's showing how we can become that rare person too. So be the first to do a kindness. Be grateful and thankful for a kindness done. Again, we all can nod our heads, but it's easier said than done, particularly when it's an irritating person in front of you. Look for the silver lining. So this is, actually kind of American, right? You train yourself to see the positive in the presence of lots of negatives. And then gratitude comes out of even the most difficult situations. So here's a Buddhist story again. So a man is walking in the hills enjoying exercise in nature when he's confronted by a mountain lion, right, who chases him to the edge of a cliff. So with no other options, the man jumps off the cliff, but he grabs a vine, which saves him. So the mountain lion can't get to him, but when he looks down, he sees a hungry bear kind of going, rawr, yeah. Okay. So the vine continues to hold him. So he's got some protection from the mountain lion above and the bear below when two mice appear from a hole in the side of the cliffside. and they start eating away at the vine. You know, if they bite through, he's going to fall down, but he can't escape upwards because there's the mountain lion. If he falls down, there's a bear who's going to eat him. Excuse me. So he's hanging there, you know, precariously with his life literally in the balance. But then he sees a strawberry growing. He picks it, he eats it, and smiles because it's so delicious. The end. I tell you, these Buddhist stories make you crazy, right? You know? So the moral of the story, of course, is every circumstance, you know, no matter how complex or challenging or frustrating, it contains a positive seed that should be nurtured. Yes?
What if there wasn't a strawberry? What would the positive seed be then?
Well, let's see. Being eaten by a bear is better than being eaten by a mountain lion? I mean, that would be a tough one, actually. So the story would be more interesting, right? So he eats the strawberry. The ants eat through, the mice eat through the vine. He starts falling to the ground. Yes. But he gets on the ground, and then the bear says, "So how was the strawberry?" The end. Okay, so don't ask a copywriter for stuff like that. But yeah, actually, that would be hard. I mean, if you're facing certain death, which is kind of your point, right? So you're in the airplane, and it's going down. Right? And, sorry, as an aside, I used to do public relations for American Airlines. And the first thing they train you as their public relations person is statistically, if the plane crashes, there's, you know, people die, is basically it. The safest seat, does anybody know? I know all kinds of weird stuff. The safest seat on the plane, at the very back. Why? Because planes tend to go like this. And then it pancakes and the back part falls off. So if you're lucky, the very back seats near the toilets where nobody wants to sit, that's actually the part where they find people. So anyway, that's it's kind of a bummer story. I wasn't going there today. But yes, but that's kind of the answer. You ask Buddhist ministers, we have all kinds of strange things. How about this one? Mindfulness. What is mindfulness? It's actually one of the 6 paramita perfections of the Mahayana tradition, of which we are a part. And it's really about seeing reality as it is the way we put it, including the small things. Right? So if you asked to make a wish, if I asked you to make a wish for the things you're grateful for, how long would that list be? 10 things? 25? 100? 500? 1,000? If I challenged you in the next 10 minutes, write down 1,000 things you're thankful for, you know, could we do it? Could we do it? So, you know, the ones that come top of the mind, right? I'm grateful for my health. You know, I still have my mind. I've got family and friends and freedom. But would we neglect to write down things like, I have a safe place to sleep, there's clean air to breathe, there's water, there's food, there's medicine, there's the earth, there's the aina, right? There's blue skies, there's kids laughing, there's Kenneth looking at his watch, kind of going, Sensei, you're going kind of long there. And even things like, you know, the smell of the ocean, the salty smell of the ocean, the taste of sweetness. A strawberry, right? I mean, it's like, wow, that's great. Or the morning cup of coffee. So if you expand your mindfulness, you can deepen your awareness. You can see how all these things are all interrelated. And you have all these things to say thank you for. So the author, sorry, what was his first name? Philip Moffitt, who's a Buddhist writer, he says this: practice being consciously grateful to your family, friends, teachers, benefactors, and all those who have come before you, who made it possible for your existence to be comfortable, informed, and empowered. Take a few minutes at the end of each day to mentally note the many people who have invisibly served you by providing medicine, shelter, safety, food, and education. So Tibetan monks recite this meditation each morning and each evening to start and end their day in gratitude. With gratitude, I remember the people, animals, plants, insects, creatures of the sky and sea, air and water, fire and earth, all whose joyful exertion blesses my life every day. With gratitude, I remember the care and labor of 1,000 generations of elders and ancestors who came before me. I offer my gratitude for the safety and well-being I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the blessing of this earth that I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the measure of health I've been given. I offer my gratitude for my family and friends that I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the community I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the teachings and lessons I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the life I have been given. So that's a Tibetan monastic practice. You wake up, you say this. Before you go to sleep, you say this. So we're going to be doing the gratitude meditation today, but we do it every Sunday. It is my assertion that we have to express gratitude. We have to say it. It's one thing to say, I'm grateful, right? To feel I'm grateful. It's another one to thank that person, to thank the fact that that happened. Because to express gratitude, first you have to feel grateful. To feel grateful, you have to realize a kindness has been done for you. Right? And then you just say, did I deserve that? Sometimes we think we do, and other times it just comes out of the blue, out of the kindness of that person. And we have to say thank you. So for the preschool kids, I like to give the gratitude challenge, which is, say mahalo 10 times today before you go to bed. So I'm sorry, you don't have much time left because, midnight's coming. So if you try to think about that, right, with all total sincerity, say mahalo 10 times. Deliberately, consciously think of 10 things you're grateful for and just say thank you. Just say thank you. So when I do this with the preschool kids, they say, I just, say mahalo, say thank you 10 times before you go to bed. And they're kind of like, okay. And if that's too much of a challenge, just say Namo Amida Butsu. So say thank you to kindness and understanding beyond words. Namo Amida Butsu. So this is where I wrote a joke for the MC that says, well, thank you, Sensei, for your Dharma message. Thank you, 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 thank you. Gee, that's 11 times. Do I get a prize for winning the gratitude challenge? But think about it. And before you go to sleep tonight, think of 10 things you're grateful for and say it out loud. Say it out loud. Okay, so please rise if you're able, and we'll sing Ondok-san, and this will be followed by the Nembutsu. Please remain standing for the Nembutsu. Virtue for maintaining great compassion, which is Amida's directing a virtue Thank you. Please be seated. So we'll sit together quietly for a few moments again, so just relax, so get comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight and align your head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes halfway so that you're looking both outwardly and inwardly. And just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. And as you breathe out, just say mahalo. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just breathe. Sound of the gong will sing at the end of our quiet meditation. Namanda, Vitsanamanda, Vitsanamanda, Namo Amida. Okay, well thank you. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for New Year's Day, we'll be having a service at 9 a.m., sorry, I just said that, which will be followed by refreshments, including the traditional Japanese ozoni soup, which is always good. In terms of the January schedule for Sundays, we'll have the first Sunday in Dharma School on January 5. Just to mention, I'm not going to be here. I'll be on leave of absence. And January 12th, the regular Dharma family service. January 19th is a major service. It's a whole onko, so this is Shinran's memorial service, and there will be Dharma School. And then January 26th, starting from the bottom, is the Shin Nenkai. It's the New Year's party. Before that, we do have a service, and we have the annual membership meeting and installation of officers. So if you're available, I would suggest you attend that. Yeah, so it's going to be after the service and the general meeting. So I'm going to say about 10 o'clock or so, 10:30 up there. Are there any other announcements? Did I miss anything? Hope not. Otherwise, I'd like to thank you very much for attending the final service of 2024. I will like to encourage everyone to ring both the big gong here, the daikin. We have the 2 temple bells. Symbolically, you know, we would be ringing out ringing in the new year, ringing out the old year by striking the bell 108 times. But because that's supposed to happen with the 108th strike at midnight, we don't do that. So, but you have an opportunity to ring the bells if you like. So again, thank you very much for attending the service today, and we'll see you up in the social hall for Toshikoshi Soba. Thank you. That's right, bong the gong, offer incense, ring the temple bell. Okay, we're done. which says like if you can attend 4 or 5 sessions, you get pretty much the picture in terms of Buddhism. And in terms of like if you like, just to come to a Sunday service, what am I supposed to be doing with this offering of incense and stuff?
Yes.
The basics to what is this temple, what kind of Buddhism. Obviously, I don't have a shaved head. I'm not a monk.
Right.
And my wife is here. She's preparing videos and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just, it's not exactly what people expect when you say Buddhist temple. But for other people, it's like, no, this is actually more relaxed, more comfortable. And you can explore it at your own pace. It's kind of the way I would put it to people.
Okay, so is it okay to come on Sunday?
Yeah, just come. Yeah,
Okay, even though it's kids?
and I think if you join, I can introduce you to the Dharma school teachers and stuff.
Okay.
And just say, oh, this, Amy from Kihei is going to show up. And she says she'd like to join the Dharma school thing just to
Yes.
check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I looked at a website.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a lot of it is just like, how can I make, going to the Buddhist temple on a Sunday morning fun?
Yes.
So the whole puppet show and being silly
I
and
love
stuff.
it. I love it.
But trying to tell stories that actually have a lesson.
Yes.
And otherwise just to have some fun. So they can primarily bang on stuff.
Absolutely.
And then we will up there and eat toshikoshi soba. So if you like Japanese soba noodles, I would say definitely you go out that way, turn left,
Okay.
and just join and just introduce yourself to people.
Okay.
And say that you want to come back for Dharma school. They're going to go, that's for kids.
Yeah, but I gotta learn somehow.
Yeah.
I-
If you really just jump straight in, I mean it's like years and years of study to quote unquote understand Buddhism. But I think to experience Buddhism, no, you just have to kind of show up.
Okay.
And it depends what you're looking for. I mean, some people are specifically looking for meditation, looking for more disciplined approach to it, or they want the super sophisticated intellectual understanding of Buddhism as a philosophy. And it's like, well, I'm not the best teacher for that, but I can help you find teachers.
Okay.
And if you want to do meditation, like the one at Kaiya, the Rinzai Temple by Bowman Beach,
Okay.
Reverend Haga.
Okay.
So Monk Sen, he calls himself Monk Sen. He was actually a monk for 5 years, which is why.
Okay.
But he's young, his English is really good, he's super enthusiastic. They're at the Rinzai School of Zen, which is kind of, I mean, they do meditation, but you kind of try to solve problems and stuff. So.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I tried the temple that's in Paella where the
Montokachi, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the Maui Dharma Center. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tibetan Buddhism.
Oh, yes, okay, so that was hard because I don't speak that language.
Yeah.
And I was having a lot of trouble keeping up. And I went 3 times and other people were having to turn the pages for me and I was trying to keep up and everything.
Right.
And then the 4th time I went, I showed up and it was just me and him.
Oh, with
Nobody
the Lama,
else.
right? I mean,
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. And
yeah.
he's all, oh, do you understand? Oh yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Tibetan Buddhism is very
It
intellectual,
was so
but it's also
embarrassing.
it's all very practice-based. Right?
Oh
So,
yeah.
And I mean,
It's just
yeah,
me and him. I was
the
right in
Lama,
front of
the
him.
Lama's a monk, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep up with
Can
it.
I do things? I'm not sure.
It's kind of painful.
We do traditional sutra chanting in Sino-Japanese as well.
Okay.
But I mean, 99% of the people in the room, it's not relevant. So I've chosen to do hymns in English, which is based on the sutra chanting melodies and stuff. But because then the message at least people can understand.
Yes.
Otherwise, no. I mean, if people want meditation, no, do it in a foreign language. Chant for 15 minutes in a foreign language, and it will force you to breathe in a certain way. And you're breathing at the same time as everyone else.
Okay.
And then you say, what does this mean? And then you say, I'm glad you asked. And we have English translations and stuff.
Okay.
But if you just study pieces of it, it's hard because it's such a huge field.
Right.
It's sort of like, oh, okay, well, tell me about Christianity in 10 seconds. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard.
Yeah.
Where do I start in the Bible? Well, it's actually a collection of all kinds of stuff. And again, but when you say, like today's lesson, it's just basically gratitude. You can hear a lot about it. But how do you do it? And the Buddhist perspective is slightly different. But that's the whole point.
Yes.
It sounds easy, but it's hard to do. Why is that? The Buddha taught it's our attachment to ego, which drives all this stuff. And the whole idea of gratitude's easy when it's good for me, but it's not easy when it's inconvenient for me.
Yes.
Which is to hang out with irritating people, you know, piece of
Oh,
advice,
yeah.
which is like, you learn to tolerate people, you know. Or you don't go there, you know, I guess. But that's, you
I
know,
work with the public all day long.
ah,
That's why I was like nodding, I was like,
customer facing, right?
Yes, yes.
It's the toughest job in the universe because everyone is just like,
I deal with a lot of frenetic energy and a lot of different personalities
Yeah.
every day, so.
and so at the end of the day, you just have to take a deep breath and go, okay.
Some days are very hard, some
Yeah.
days are much easier for me.
Yeah.
and,
And you know, in that sense, right, meditation becomes easy. I mean, the meditation I teach is just like breathe, but spend that 5 minutes sitting, breathing, you know, focusing on energy in, worries go out, or the gratitude meditation. I'm grateful for this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful for this. Thank you, thank you. Try to do that for 10 minutes.
And
you know.
some days it's very hard for me to focus and sit still,
Yeah.
you know.
And a lot of people find, like, what is it, the appeal of meditation is that it forces you to do it.
Mhm.
And once you get into it, then with the dopamine or the brain chemicals, you know,
Yeah.
you want that, so you keep doing it more. And the more you do it, what's like the research I've been reading, it's like, no, like meditation stuff, no, there's a distinctive, you know, biophysical
There is.
thing, you know,
Yes.
they can measure changes in the body and stuff. So.
Yes.
So, yeah, you know, this gratitude research, it's just that there's going to be like workshops and gurus and stuff. And you're just gonna,
Ooh, I love that.
the Buddha was teaching this stuff for free, guys. Which is not to, you know, not to say that, you know, the more that it benefits people, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
It's just that, you know, well, the super expensive teacher's the best, right? No, not necessarily.
They're all wonderful.
Uh,
I think everybody has something to offer.
Yeah, and you just have to look for it. So
Yes.
again, expanding mindfulness to expand your awareness to see the little things.
Mhm.
Or the quiet person sitting in the back of the room, or you know, whatever it is. Or the person who's really upset at in your face, and then they kind of go, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be getting mad at you. I've just been having a bad day, you know. And I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I just go, I'm sorry.
Yep, I deal with
And
that.
sometimes you have people say, oh, self-correct, no, that's not me, I'm sorry. I find myself doing that a lot, it's just kind of like, I'm just like, "Durr." But it's not, the person who's in front of me is not their fault. I mean, they didn't do it on purpose. It's just their job to listen to me complain, you know, so.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Very good, Amy,
Yeah.
so nice,
Yes,
thank you for coming.
Pleasure, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
so turn that, go up there.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my handbag.
Oh, okay, okay.
I parked out straight out here, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
I really wasn't sure, I was like, oh.
Yeah,
where do
it's not obvious it's okay to park on the grass.
Oh, yes.